Hey, what's up? This is Carl, and I'm here to talk about hair loss. Maybe about 10 years ago, I noticed that I was starting to lose hair. Actually, my girlfriend at the time pointed it out, and she was correct. And, it doesn't kill you, but if you're one of those people who doesn't like hair loss, like I am, then, you have the right to retain your hair and regrow your hair, and no matter what people tell you, it's not a big deal, you have the right. So, that out of the way, I want to tell y'all about what I do to not only keep my hair, but to regrow my hair. I have a pretty full head of hair now. I don't know if you can see it, but I did have a bit of a bald spot at the top of my head at one time. And, alopecia is the scientific term for hair loss, and whatever you call it, it sucks. And one thing that I found to be true is the earlier you try to tackle hair loss, the easier it is to regrow any hair that's fallen out, and it's much easier to retain the hair that you currently have. So putting it off, just hoping that more won't fall out isn't the way to go. So I'm going to tell you what I've done to keep my hair. So first thing, shampoo. They have these shampoos out there now that are just not good for your hair. The main ingredient is either one of two things, actually second ingredient behind water, usually in these cheaper ones. Sodium laureth sulfate and sodium laurate sulfate. And it's also in some body washes as well, like the Axe body wash and just cheaper kind of body washes. The ingredients used to create suds, so when you wash your hair and your body, it cleans, strips away the oil. But it also, from a standpoint of the hair, it makes the hair follicle smaller. And when that happens, a couple generations of, smaller hair follicle, and your hair falls out, you lose that hair. And chances are it won't regrow. It could. Naturally your head sheds hair, but to combat this, I use my Tricomin Shampoo and Conditioner. I get this offline, and for everything that I recommend, I will post links. I'll have a link to this article from YouTube to my website, Academy.com, the exact article that'll have links to everything that I use, and I'll have a little bit of an outline of why it works. So why the Tricomin shampoo and conditioners work so well is they use copper peptides in both the shampoo and the conditioner, and that nourishes the hair follicle and it keeps it from falling out. And ever since I've started using that, it's worked pretty well. My hair does look fuller after I wash, not so much with this short haircut, but there was a time when I had longer hair, and after you use especially the conditioner, it just looks a little bit fuller. So if you have longer hair, I would definitely recommend it just for that, but obviously you want to keep your hair, so I recommend that. Next thing that I recommend, I'm sure you've heard of it, Minoxidil. You got the rogaine. I use generic rogaine. I go to Costco and I buy it. The brand is Kirkland Signature there. Same stuff, 5% Minoxidil, and it works quite well for me. I literally get, I'd say, 40% more for the same price of brand name Rogaine. But it's been proven to work. It's kind of a staple. I'm sure you've heard of Rogaine. It not only, retains the hair you have on top of your head in this area, the crown as they call it, but it also does regrow hair, and it's been proven to regrow hair. And it's probably the number one thing you should use. It's completely safe. Some people talk about like a little bit of redness or maybe a little bit of flaking. I never experienced that, but chances are you won't either. But yeah, that works really well. And another thing that I use right here, it was recommended to me. It's called a laser comb. It's made by Hair Max. A lot of people like to ask if this works or not. Let me fire mine up. It's got like a little bit of a little red laser. A lot of people consider this hokey. I've been using it for like 3 years, 4 years. They're rather expensive. Studies have shown it really doesn't regrow hair as much as it retains hair for people. Like I said, there's mixed reviews. People say it works, people say it doesn't work. When I use it, it does make my hair look fuller. I have a really small bald spot on my head, a little bit of thinning, and after I use this, it actually seems to kind of plump up the hairs, which sounds ridiculous. Basically, how the laser comb works is it transfers light energy to cellular energy, which sounds kind of vague, but studies have shown that it does work. It's certainly not something that you have to get. I would definitely recommend the Tricomin shampoo and definitely recommend Minoxidil. I would recommend the Hair Max, but if you're as hardcore as I am about keeping hair, then I would consider the Hair Max laser comb. And of course, what you eat is very important for your hair as well. And some of the things, I have my little list here, that you should have are foods high in iron, protein, omega-3 fatty acids, vitamin C, and zinc. And of course, some of them really stand out. You know, protein, strong for hair and nails, you need that. Omega-3 fatty acids, I mean, people literally, you know, give pills, you know, to certain breeds of dogs to improve their shine, like golden retrievers. Zinc, that's good for everything, you know, especially colds. Vitamin C, same thing, just overall health. And iron's good for obviously a few things. Keeps the body in check, and these things definitely good for hair. So there's a chance that, you know, you're getting most, if not all, of these. But if you are really wondering, you can always get a blood work done if you really want to check. But if you eat healthy, that's the way to go. You know, increased blood flow, lots of nutrients. You know, it helps your hair follicles. Another thing, I just wanted to add it in quickly before I forget. For some people that have high stress jobs, stress can cause both men and women to lose hair. Luckily, I don't have a lot of stress in my life, so that, you know, it doesn't fall under for me, but I know a lot of y'all out there, you know, stress can cause you to get sick and can make your hair fall out too. It's not a good thing, so keep your stress in check. Go to the gym, work out, do some yoga, whatever you have to do, because your hair will thank you. And I also want to move on, you know, related to the food. Supplements. I do take some supplements. I did a whole lot of research before I considered supplements, and I'll tell you about my favorites now. Okay, as far as the supplements go, I'll do a quick rundown of what they are, what's beneficial in them, and for all that information along with the exact product, like I said, check out the article. It'll have the exact product, so you're getting what I use. And I did a lot of research, and these are the best ones in my opinion. This one was recommended to me. I'm not going to show the labels just in case YouTube doesn't like it when you do product placements, but Gaia Herbs Prostate Health. This is a great one. Saw palmetto, it's definitely a staple. You know, your prostate does a lot of things in your body. What saw palmetto does is it basically keeps your body from turning a specific hormone into DHT, and DHT is what's responsible for shrinking the hair follicle and having your hair fall out. Next we have, let's go with this. This is, I would take this anyway. Actually, I took this before hair loss, to be honest, just because I like to exercise. Green tea extract. Very important you take the correct amount. Like I said, check my article to get the amount that I take. What is so good about green tea extract? Well, number one, it's a protein inhibitor, and it's also an androgen receptor blocker. And it has so many great health benefits. You know, aside from that, it's good for raising your metabolism and actually burns body fat. And you don't need to buy, you know, the hyped up, more expensive versions that you see on TV, like this mega green tea. You don't need that. Just get the kind that I recommend, and you'll be good to go. It's definitely worth taking. Next thing I take an Akai resveratrol mix. Like I said, check out the website for the exact one I use. This is great. I actually looked up every single ingredient to see which actually benefit for hair loss. And each of the ones I'm going to read now, and you can do the research as well, all have positive effects on hair loss, blocking DHT, and it performs other functions as well. You've got resveratrol, grapeseed extract, pine bark extract, goji berries, and acai berry. All of those, check it out, all beneficial on hair loss. And finally, we have betasite sterol, which a lot of people really aren't familiar with. And luckily, it's one of the cheaper supplements you can take, and it works very well with saw palmetto. There's been some studies that show they work well together. And what it does is actually inhibits the formulation of androgen, which can cause hair loss. And so it's definitely something I like to include. Those are the 4 supplements that I like to use, and as you can see, it works pretty well, and it'll work well for you. Of course, you know, it takes a little while of using the pills. Just on reports, I would say anywhere between 2 and 4 months of taking continuous usage of the pills. I mentioned that I would include the brands that I use, and I'll also include how many pills I take per day, even though that'll be on the label, just to give you an idea of how many you should order if you decide to order online. That's what I do. It's how I save the money. But I hope that you do your research, check out all the supplements and things mentioned, and you grow your hair back. Because if you do all the right things, your hair will grow back, chances are. Hopefully you found this video to be helpful. Check out my article, and it'll have all this information included and some more. If I come up with more info, it will be in the article. And check out the brands that I use, check out how many pills I take each day. And hair loss can start at any age. I know of teenagers who have begun hair loss. The sooner you address it, the better it'll be. There's really no exact cure for hair loss, but there are things you can do to stop hair loss and to even regrow hair in a lot of guys. And I've taken my practices and I've recommended it to friends and some family members, and they've all had positive results. Some very good results and some pretty good results. It just depends on genetics and some other external factors. But I hope that you find this helpful, and feel free to comment. If you want to send me an email, go ahead. I also have my email listed on my website, Academy.com. Down below there'll be the exact link for the article, which will have all the information. I'll include my email address. Please hit me up, and I wish you the best in health and hair. Alright, have a good day, guys. Oh yeah, just one more thing. This might be a hair article, but if you're interested in men's health and dating advice, then I think you would definitely love my channel here on YouTube. So please subscribe, and you'll have access to all the videos I put out. And also, I would love it if you liked us on Facebook. I got the link below for that, and you can keep track of everything as well on there. And finally, best thing you can do is sign up for my Academy.com newsletter. Of course, it's free, and you'll be getting all the articles and links, and also you'll be able to sign up for some contests and win some stuff. So if that sounds good, and I hope it does, please do those 3 things below. I got the links. Alright, take care, guys. Bye.
Great!